Good morning, everybody. Today, we want to start our morning talk at 10 o'clock. Before that, we want to meditate. So, I recite the living friendliness recital in English. Perhaps it will be a little confusing if we were to bring books and open them and look and so forth. Would take a lot of time for that. I straight away start reciting it in English and then you listen. After that, we all meditate quietly. Perhaps we don't need the light. Right. May all beings be happy and secure. May all beings have happy minds. Whatever living beings there may be, without exception, weak or strong, long, large, medium, short, subtle or gross, visible or invisible, living near or far, born or coming to birth. May all beings have happy minds. Let no one deceive another, nor despise anyone anywhere, neither from anger nor ill will should anyone wish harm to another. As the mother wishes go on life to protect her only child, even so to a soul living beings, one should cultivate the boundless heart. One should cultivate all the world, a heart of boundless living friendliness, above, below, and around, unobstructed, without hatred or resentment, whether standing, walking, sitting, lying down, or whenever. One should develop this mindfulness. This is called divinely doing here, not falling into erroneous views, but virtuous and endowed with vision. Removing desire from sensual pleasures, one considers it in with this metta thought in mind, let us begin our meditation. I will speak for a few minutes explaining what we do in meditation so that we all quietly meditate. As we are sitting in a comfortable posture, relaxing our body, making it straight upright, we take deep breath. I like to suggest that you all take deep breath, deep inhaling, lungs full of air, and then breathe out that entire air. Normally, we breathe only 60% of our breath, we breathe out. 40% remains in our lungs. We want to breathe out that 40% also. Deliberately, we exert to breathe out all the air in our lungs. When we breathe in next time, we can have lung full of air, full of oxygen. As you breathe out again, you breathe out entire amount of breath in our lungs. During this slow breathing, carbon dioxide builds up in our lungs to some extent. Then carbon dioxide dilates our arteries and veins. When they dilate, blood flow will be very smooth. This helps us to calm our body, calm our mind, relax the body and mind, and even lower our blood pressure. If you want to experiment it, whenever you finish this meditation session, when you go home, you may try this sitting on a chair. When we sit cross-legged position, lungs will get full of oxygen, carbon dioxide builds up, arteries will dilate, but the blood pressure may not lower because of the position we sit in. Our limbs must be relaxed for the blood to flow through our arteries and veins. I have done this during my 3 months meditation, and I found it very effective. Blood pressure lowered when I breathe like this. Even now I do this breathing, slow breathing, twice a day, and I check my blood pressure. Always is very low, not too low, but in a very comfortable level. This is one benefit, material benefit. A spiritual benefit is when we breathe very slowly, we can become aware of our feelings, our perceptions, thoughts, and consciousness. And we become aware of them changing. Every moment we breathe in, our feeling changes. Every moment we breathe out, our feeling changes. And that we notice very clearly. We have plenty of time to see what is happening to our feeling, perceptions, thoughts, and consciousness. Also, we become fully aware of the changes of our breath. This way, the body becomes relaxed, calm, peaceful. When we do this, we also notice, especially this time in the morning, perhaps some of you may feel sleepy. That is also very natural when everything is calm, relaxed, and peaceful. Sleepiness can invade our mind. when it sneaks into our mind, our meditation is not going to be successful. So we have to be alert, mindful of sleepiness. And we overcome sleepiness, drowsiness, by visualizing bright light. When we visualize bright light, if sleepiness does not disappear, open our eyes, roll eyeballs for a few seconds, and close eyes and breathe again. Deep breathing. And then, if that doesn't work, don't hesitate to stand up or even do walking meditation very quietly without disturbing others. So we overcome sleepiness. Then the opposite can happen. Restlessness and worry. We become restless because mind becomes agitated, excited, or we become worried, thinking about what we have done incorrectly in the past, wrong things we have done in the past, thinking about the future, thinking about our homes, families, work, jobs, and so on. All this can create the state of mind where you feel worry, you worry, remorse. We have to overcome that by deliberately bringing the mind back to the breath. Focusing mind on the breath is very good way of overcoming restlessness and worry. And then, even if we have restlessness, worry, or it is sometimes possible for greed to sneak into our mind, remembering very delicious food, beautiful sights, sound, smell, taste, remembering all this, greed can arise. And then we also have to focus the mind and see impermanent nature of our previous greed, taste we had in the past, smell, touch, sight that we have experienced in the past are all gone, disappeared. None of them is here now except the memory. Whatever we smell, taste, touch, and so forth now also are impermanent. In Vipassana meditation, this is the central theme of seeing impermanence of everything. Nothing is permanent. Impermanence is not created by somebody. No somebody can make it not happen. It is there. Whether the Buddhas come into existence or not, impermanence is established Dhamma, the nature of Dhamma. elements of Dhamma. It exists in our body, feelings, perception, thought, and consciousness. They all are constantly, continuously in a state of flux, changing incessantly. When we see this, our greed fades away. Then it is also possible for resentment, disappointment to arise, that we overcome by developing our patience and loving friendliness, metta, the theme of our retreat, metta. We overcome resentment or anger, and then what is left is doubt. What I've been explaining is the 5 hindrances. Even though I did not mention the word hindrances, what I said is exactly that. We are overcoming hindrances. These arise in our meditation. Hindrances will hinder, obstruct our development of concentration and wisdom. And therefore, we have to overcome them. The way to overcome doubt is to recollect the qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha, morality, and so forth. We remember the qualities of the Buddha. Friends, we cannot comprehensively focus the mind on one quality of the Buddha among many. Not even one we can recollect completely, exhaustively, because the Buddha's qualities, patience, wisdom, compassion, purity, and all these are immeasurable, like ocean, like universe. Such are the qualities of the Buddha. Without any hesitation, we must remember the qualities of the Buddha to overcome our doubt. Once these hindrances are overcome, out of our way, then we gain still more calm, relaxed, peaceful mental state and breathe deeply, as we mentioned earlier. Then you definitely would gain concentration, even leading up to gaining jhana. And therefore, I like you to continue this practice this way and experience them by yourself. And then later on, after this session, I talk on metta. And we practice this at least till 10 o'clock, little more than half an hour. That may not be too much. That is absolutely necessary for our improvement, peace, and happiness. With this, I stop talking and we quietly practice. Nattidhanam apanyasa panyanatidhaito yam dhanancha panyacha Save Nibbana Santike. There is no concentration without wisdom, no wisdom without concentration. One who has both wisdom and concentration is close to peace and emancipation. Hence, we want to uh, explain the meaning of metta, and I also like to mention the background of the Metta Sutta. In the time of the Buddha, there were certain monks who wanted to spend their 3 months rainy season in a remote place. So they took the Buddha's permission and went to some distant place, and they found very good community. They invited them to spend the 3 months retreat in their area, in their village. And also they found the village people were very friendly, devoted, and close by was a forest. And they thought they can spend the time in the forest and meditate and come to the village for alms food. So when they went to the forest and settled there, people made all the necessary arrangement for them to spend the time comfortably in that forest. When they started staying there, the very first time they went to this forest, the forest deities welcomed them, and they thought these monks will spend only today and tomorrow they will go. back. Sure enough, these monks went to the village for alms round, collected their food, and came back to the forest and stayed in their little kutis that people have built for them. And then these deities thought, well, they might spend night here and tomorrow they will go. And the next day also they went on alms round, collected food, came to the forest and started meditating. So the deities were not very happy about it because they are lay people, not enlightened. Now these monks are monastic, practicing spiritual life. So these two don't match. So the deities felt very uncomfortable. And then they thought, well, tomorrow they will go away. They did not know that these monks went there to spend 3 months. They thought tomorrow they will leave. And that day also they went to the village, collected their alms food and returned to the forest. This happened 3 times. Then these deities felt so uncomfortable to stay with this monastic who are very honest, full of morality, concentrating, meditating, and living a very spiritual life. Then, as they become very uncomfortable, they thought these monks would not leave. And therefore they created all kind of very fearful, frightening things, like they brought dead bodies and dropped here and there. And these monks, in the night, when they were walking, in doing walking meditation, they stumbled over these dead bodies. They were so frightened. And then, after a couple of days, they all fell ill. They went to see their head monk, and the head monk asked, what happened to you when you came here? You were so bright, shiny, healthy, looking very good. Now you look all pale. What happened? Then they reported to him what happened. Then said, sir, friends, this is not a good place for us to meditate. Let us go back and see the Buddha and ask him to give us, recommend us another place to meditate. They went there, then Buddha said, monk, you are supposed to spend 3 months in the forest. During these 3 months, you are not supposed to travel like this. Why did you come back? Then they reported this to the Buddha and said, Buddha surveyed with his supernatural eyes to find another place for this monk to meditate, and he did not find any other better place than this. And he said, monks, because that is the best place for you to meditate, go back. And said, they are not going there. Buddha said, monks, go. First time you went there without a weapon. This time you go back with a weapon. Special this course I teach you, you learn it, go there in the morning and in the evening, you recite this. You have to remember this. You have to remember this discourse so that you can recite it in the morning and in the evening. So he delivered this discourse called Karaniya Metta Sutta. In Pali, it's called Karaniya Metta Sutta. Karaniya means to be done. Metta means loving friendliness or loving kindness. Sutta is discourse. Discourse of loving friendliness that should be done, not should simply be recited. Buddha asked them, you must recite these passages in this discourse, but you must put it into practice. He did this only once and began to practice, send loving friendliness to these old deities who made their stay very difficult. When he started reciting this, these deities' heart became very, very soft. And they thought, these are wonderful monks. So they cleaned up the whole place and welcomed them. That is the background of the discourse. The discourse arouse our very natural inner quality. This is not something artificial. Metta is very natural things we all have, but most of us don't know how to practice it, put it into action. It is hidden there in us. We all love to live in peace. We all love to love others, live in peace. We all want to be happy. We honestly want others also to live happily. That is our nature. And metta is the key to that. And metta practice, those who practice metta also must have a good quality to practice metta. They themselves arouse these qualities within themselves even before they express metta in words, thoughts, and deeds. They must as well qualify. These are the qualifications. While we practice metta to be happy, peaceful, and eventually attain liberation through the practice of metta. We will, if we have time, we will discuss how we practice metta to attain liberation from suffering. So our purpose is attaining liberation. And therefore, persons who wish to attain liberation from suffering must develop these qualities and then practice metta. While developing these qualities, practice metta. What are the qualities? One should be able to practice. One should be able to practice. What are the things that we make ourselves able to practice? Our mind, we must relax. in a very tight, uptight, rigid mental state, you cannot practice metta. This is very normal thing. Then the person should be straight, not trying to cheat anybody. We are not practicing to gain honor, respect, or to be above others. We must be very straight, direct, honest, sincere. Then upright, not uptight. We must be upright. Meaning, we should not be doing for gaining any material support. And we must be obedient to the rules, principles, sila, morality, Dhamma. We must respect them. Obedient. If we do not respect the Dhamma, sila, then metta practice will be hypocritical. It's not going to work. And also we must be gentle. If we are harsh, if we are rude, we cannot practice metta. We have to be gentle, soft, and we must be humble. If we remain very snobbish, very proud, metta is not going to work. We have to be very humble. Then, this is another very important thing. We must be content. That means if we are very greedy, metta is not going to work. Because when we are greedy, we make our life uncomfortable, we make others' lives uncomfortable. So we must learn to be content. And we should also be easily, we should be so relaxed that it is easy to support ourselves. Easily support. And if we confuse our life, our health is very poor, and we will not be able to support ourselves. Then we should have very few duties. When we have too many things to do, busy, all day and night, every second, we cannot practice metta. We have to minimize our work, do the most necessary, important things, and living lightly. That means make our life very simple. If we make our life complicated, it is difficult to practice metta. And also we must restrain our senses. Restraining senses also extremely absolutely necessary for the practice of metta. And then discreet, not impudent. And this is another thing. This may not be very easy for lay people to do it, but it is relatively easier for the monastic. The next quality, that is unattached to families. And the lay people can practice this, they can do their duties and understand their responsibilities without becoming cling to them, without clinging to families. And one should not do any slight wrong which the wise might censor. So that is, these are the qualities that Buddha recommended us to do, practice metta. One thing I want to mention, when we practice metta, the other three qualities also we practice automatically. What are the other? Karuna, mudita, upekha. Karuna, mudita, upekha. Karuna means compassion. Mudita means appreciative joy, altruistic joy. Upekha means equanimity. These four are called Brahmavihara. Why are they called Brahmavihara? Brahma means the best. Vihara means behavior. The best behavior is called Brahmavihara. Living with friendliness is the best behavior. Living with compassion is best behavior. Living, appreciating what others have is the best behavior. And living with even mind, equanimous mind is best behavior. Four states of best behavior is called four Brahma Vihara in Pali. Four sublime states. Buddha said in Anguttara Nikaya something very profound with regard to metta practice. It is in Pali. He said, because if somebody practice metta, he repeatedly, it's called Asayavitaya, Bhavitaya, Bhaulikataya, Yanikataya, Vattukataya, Anuttitaya, Parijitaya, Susaharadaya. 8. That is, if somebody repeatedly practice this, make it one's own property, when one's own main practice, one's own regular practice, the practice that one does not forget and does not deviate from that practice, even for one fraction of a second. Buddha said, Achara Sangha. Achara Sangha means during a snap of a finger, that much. Practice metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. With this practice, if he develops the faculties, 5 faculties. What are the 5 faculties? Faculties of Indriya, senses, What are the senses? They are not these senses, but there are spiritual senses. They are called Saddha, Virya, Sati, Samadhi, Panya. Faith, effort, mindfulness, concentration, and wisdom. If somebody practices these five based on metta, karuna, mudita, upeka, we practice Saddha, faith, we make effort with metta, karuna, mudita, upeka, we practice concentration with metta, karuna, mudita, upeka. We practice mindfulness with metta, karuna, mudita, upeka. We practice wisdom, panya, with metta, karuna, mudita, upeka. Then the bala, the strength, also faith, effort, mindfulness, wisdom, concentration, and wisdom become power. When we develop these powers with 4 Brahmaviharas, even for 1 fraction of a second, he said that individual does the duty of a Buddha's disciple. The duties of the Buddha's disciple is to practice these 4 Brahmaviharas. Even for a spiritual fraction of a second. And he said, how much more powerful this practice would be if one practices more than 1 fraction of a second, longer than 1 fraction of a second. That's a very powerful statement. So the Buddha said, if just at the time of a snap of a finger snap, bhikkhu, pursue mindful of loving kindness, he is called bhikkhu who is not devoid of jhana, concentration. So, similarly, he is not devoid of jhana if we keep repeating this, developing this. And Buddha said, he is called bhikkhu who is not devoid of jhana if we practice compassion. For all this, Buddha mentioned separately that even if one practices metta for a fraction of a second, he is not devoid of jhana. That means every second he develops the mind towards the gaining of jhana, concentration. So, one day, a householder called Venaga went to the Buddha and said, Buddha, you have, we lay people live very high and luxurious kinds of beddings. But those who have gone forth do not use very high and luxurious kinds of beds. When you observe the 8 precepts last night, that was one of the precepts. Uchcha sayana, mahasayana, veramani, sikkapada, samadhyana. So that is what the monastics practice. And then they are not allowed for the monastic to practice. Then the Buddha said, but Brahmin, he was a Brahmin layman, Buddha said, but Brahmin, there are three kinds of high and luxurious beds that at present I gain at will, without trouble or difficulty. I gain three kinds of luxurious bed at present, without trouble, without difficulties. What are they? These are called celestial high and luxurious bed. The divine high and luxurious bed. Noble high and luxurious bed. I gain at will, without trouble, without difficulties. Then the Brahmin said that you are not supposed to have luxurious beds, luxurious, comfortable beds. How can you gain that? What is the celestial and luxurious bed that at present you gain at will, without trouble and difficulties? The Buddha said, Brahmin, when I am dwelling in dependence on a village or town, in the morning I dress, take my balls and robes, and enter that village or town for alms. After the meal, when I have returned from my alms round, I enter a grove. I collect some grass or leaves that I find there into a pile and sit on them. Having folded my cross-legged, straightening my cross-legged, straight in my body, I establish mindfulness in front of me. Then, secluded from sense pleasure and secluded from unwholesome state of mind, I enter and dwell in the first jhana, which considers rapture and pleasure of seclusion, accompanied by thought and examination. With the subsiding of thought and examination, I enter and dwell in the second jhana. I enter in the third jhana and fourth jhana and so forth. And then I enter the third jhana, fourth jhana and so forth. And that is which is purified my mindfulness and equanimity. I am standing on that occasion, my standing in celestial bed. If I am sitting on that occasion, my sitting is celestial. If I lie down on that occasion, my lying down is luxurious and celestial. This is that celestial high luxurious bed that at present I can gain at will without any trouble. What are these four luxurious beds? What are these four luxurious beds? Four jhanas. Four jhanas. Based on the practice of metta, karuna, mudita, upekha. This is my luxurious bed. I walk with this luxurious bed. I sit on this luxurious bed. I sleep on this luxurious bed. So then This Brahmin said it is astounding and amazing. Who else apart from Master Gautama can gain at will, without trouble or difficulty, such a celestial, high, comfortable beds? Then they asked him again, but Master Gautama, what is the divine high and luxurious bed that at present you gain at will and without trouble? Ye Brahmin, when I am dwelling in dependence on village and so forth, I, after returning home, I sit, establish my mind on mindfulness and concentration, and then this is what I do, Buddha said. Okay. I established mindfulness in front of me. Then I dwelt pervading one quarter with mind imbued with loving kindness. I sit, after arms round, I come and sit down, and I pervade and spread my mind in all 10 directions with loving friendliness. My mind is filled with loving friendliness, and share this loving friendliness with every living being in 10 directions. What are the 10 directions? North, northeast, east, southeast, south, southwest, northwest, southwest, west, northwest, north, up and down. I spread my loving friendliness towards all these 10 directions. That time I live in luxurious bed. I practice my compassion. I practice my appreciative joy. I appreciate every being's joy in 10 directions. That is my luxurious bed. I have even mind, equanimous mind towards all these beings in all these directions. And I live comfortably. That's my luxurious bed. Then, Brahmin, if I walk back and forth, on that occasion my walking back and forth is divine. I said this metta practice is divine practice. I said it is called Brahmavihara, supreme practice. And this also is called divine practice. And Buddha said, with my mind filled with metta, karuna, mudita, upekka, I walk in eastern direction. My walking is divine walking, not human walking. It is divine walking. If I am standing on that occasion, my standing is divine. If I am sitting on that occasion, my sitting is divine. If I lie down on that occasion, this is my divine, high and luxurious bed. He lie down. When he lie down in divine bed. What is that divine bed? Metta karuna mudita practice. This is the divine, high and luxurious bed that at present I gain, at will, without trouble, without difficulties. How easy to get this luxurious bed. Then this Brahmin said again, it is astounding, it is amazing, Master Gautama. Who else apart from Master Gautama can gain at will, without trouble, without difficulty, such a high, luxurious bed? Who else? And then also said again, Brahmin, when as we mentioned after meal, I have returned from my arms out. I go like before, he sat down, and I sit and practice. I have abandoned greed, cut it off at the root, made it like a palm stump, obliterated it so that it is no more subject to future arising. I have abandoned hatred. I have abandoned hatred and uprooted and destroyed it, never to return again. I have abandoned delusion, cut it off and destroyed, made it like a palm tree, and it will never come back, and I have obliterated and no future arising. So Buddha said, then Brahmin, when I am in such a state, if I walk back and forth, on that occasion my walking back and forth is divine. When I sit down, my sitting is divine. When I lie down, my lie down is divine. That is my luxurious bed. So this we find in what you call in numerical discourse or Ambutranika. So Buddha gave qualities of what you call principles of cordiality, friendship. 6 principles. What are they? Cordiality in principles. What are they? 1, practice loving friendliness towards others in bodily actions. Maintain bodily actions, do bodily act of loving kindness towards his fellow person, his others, openly as well as privately. That is one. That means when we do things with loving friendliness. We do things physically with loving friendliness. The loving friendliness we do with bodily actions, openly and privately. That means when in present of them we do our bodily action with loving friendliness. In their absence also I do things with loving friendliness. In their absence. For instance, when we live together, we do things, whatever things we do towards others, we do it with loving friendliness in their presence. When they are not in our presence, the absence of whatever we do for them, we do it with loving friendliness, compassion, appreciative joy, and equanimity. When we talk in their presence, we talk honestly, sincerely, in a friendly way. In the absence also, we talk about them in a very friendly way, without being hypocritical. Sometimes people speak to their face with a smile face, beautiful, sweet words, at the back they step. They show all bad things. If we practice metta, karuna, mudita, upekha, we talk with this metta, karuna, mudita, upekha in their presence as well as in their absence. So, and we think this is a most subtle thing. We think with metta, karuna, mudita, upekha in front of people and in their absence also. Then this instruction is given particularly to monks and nuns. When they follow certain moral principles and they like to share it with others. Say, for instance, if I practice I say, I never want to talk bad about somebody. I never want to talk bad about somebody. And I make it as a principle. I share my practice with my fellow monastics, so that they also will not talk bad about anybody else. This we do, Buddha said, we do with loving friendliness, with compassion, with appreciative joy, with equanimity. Sharing our moral practice. Next is, the last one is, we will want to openly or publicly with his fellow monks a view that is noble and encompassing the noble things and something that helps for our emancipation, for our liberation. And we act this way in their presence and absence. For instance, if I practice meditation, in meditation I gain some insight, understanding. I should not keep it to myself. I must share it with others out of loving friendliness, out of compassion, out of joy, out of equanimity, with equanimity, without expecting anything in return. Without expecting anything in return, I must share my spiritual gain. These are things, cordiality, this kind of cordiality. And they are called 6 principles of cordiality. And then I also like to mention 6 kinds of impossibilities when we practice metta. What are they? We practice loving friendliness. Suppose somebody says, Bhante, I practice loving friendliness exactly as you said. exactly as the Buddha said, exactly as I find it in text. I practice metta. I practice metta. And yet, ill will obsess my mind. I practice metta, and yet ill will obsess my mind. Is it possible? Buddha said it is not possible. If you practice metta, if you honestly, sincerely practice metta, how can ill will obsess your mind? That is one impossibility. It can never happen. Either this or that. Either you practice metta or you do not practice metta. If you practice metta, ill will never obsess your mind. That is one impossibility. And then, the second impossibility is, I practice compassion exactly as the Buddha taught, and I found in text, and you taught me how to practice. These are the three ways. Either I learn from the Buddha, or text from the Buddha, I read in text, or you taught me these three ways. I learned compassion is a very wonderful thing. I practice it day and night. Then, still thought of harming others arises in my mind. I practice compassion, but the thought of harming others obsesses my mind. Buddha said, it is not possible. If you practice compassion, no harmful thought can arise in the mind. No thought of harming anyone can arise in the mind. It is impossible. Either you practice compassion or you do not practice compassion. If you practice compassion, thought of harming others can never arise in the mind. Thought of harming your enemy, thought of harming an animal, thought of harming your neighbor can never arise. You know, regarding the first one, hate, one day somebody invited me to lead the retreat in Poland. Telephoned me and asked me to come to Poland to teach meditation. Then she asked me, but Bhante, what kind of meditation do you teach? Then I said, I teach mindfulness meditation, I teach jhana meditation, I teach mindfulness of death and so forth. Then she asked me, do you teach meditation, metta meditation? I said, yes. Then she said, I hate metta. See? And then I went. I 10-day metta retreat meditation, talk and metta practice and so forth. At the end, she said, Bhante, this is an excellent practice. From now on, I will practice metta. It is practical, it is possible. But at the same time, if you cannot hate, if you say, I practice metta, still hate arises in my mind, it obsesses my mind, it is not possible. If you practice metta, hate cannot arise in the mind. Similarly, when you practice compassion, thought of cruelty can never arise in the mind. And then somebody says, I practice altruistic joy, appreciative joy. According to the Buddha, the way the Buddha taught, or I find intact, or the way you taught me. I follow these instructions exactly as they are. I practice appreciating or altruistic joy. Maybe my vehicle and well, carried it out, consolidate it, and make it my property. I have undertaken correctly, properly, and I practice. What you practice? Altruistic joy. And if you say, yet discontent still obsesses my mind, discontent obsesses my mind. In Pali, it's called arati. Arati. Obsesses my mind. The Buddha said it is not possible. If you practice appreciative joy, the thought of arati, discontent, cannot arise in your mind. It is impossible. Discontent in your mind cannot arise. Okay? Then the Buddha said, if somebody said to you, I practice appreciative joy, this goes along with all these things, this applies to all these four. You say that discontent arises in my mind. We must say, do not say so. Do not misrepresent the Blessed God, for it is not good to misrepresent the Blessed One. The Blessed One would certainly not speak in such a way. It is impossible and inconceivable, friend, that one might develop and cultivate the liberation of mind by altruistic joy, make it one's vehicle, carry it out, consider it, and properly undertaken it, yet discontent could arise in his mind. There is no such possibilities. Don't say that. It is not possible. Okay. Even though bell is wrong, I must finish that one. You practice equanimity. Equanimity. Exactly as the Buddha taught, exactly as you find in text, exactly as you teach me, I practice equanimity. Yet, lust still obsesses my mind. Lust. While practicing equanimity, lust arises in my mind. It is not possible. Impossible. Don't try to misrepresent the Buddha. Buddha never said that. Buddha said very clearly in a very clear words that when you practice equanimity, lust cannot arise in the mind. So if you practice, okay. Next thing is, I practice mind liberation. This is a little difficult for people to comprehend. It's called markless or signless liberation. Animitta Cheto Vimutti. Animitta. Nimitta means sign. Animitta means no sign.
Chetu vimukti means mind liberation. Mind liberate without any sign of greed, hatred, and delusion. That's what it means. Mind liberation. It's called markless liberation. I practice. While I practice mindfulness, what you call meditation, markless meditation, markless liberation, my mind, my consciousness still follow after marks. While I am practicing markless liberation, my mind still follow marks. What are the marks? Mark of greed, hatred, and delusion. The Buddha said it is not possible, it can never happen. And the last one is that is even more difficult for ordinary people to understand, but in order to complete the talk, I mentioned this. I practice very clearly Sakkaya. I overcome Sakkaya Ditti, that is the notion of this, notion of I, notion of permanent entity, I. And still it obsesses my mind. That is not possible. I practice not asmimana. That means conceit. I say I believe in it, I practice it, but still it upsets me. That is not possible. So with these friends, I want to end the talk, and tomorrow I will continue another talk on the same theme, and perhaps that's all we can do during this retreat, and I hope you continue your practice of metta, karuna, metta, and I wish you very good day. Bon appetit.
Yeah.